so the wind's picking up. I just did a grocery run. I'm gonna warm up the motor. We're gonna start sailing. The plan today is to go to a little town in the south of Sweden. There's some grassy dunes and it looks like a good paragliding site. So I'm excited to get there. We'll be sailing overnight, probably get there tomorrow morning. All right, so we got a jump maneuver on the boat here. We're pushing off. So funny story. I since I was in this big city, I decided to take the key out of the motor. And when I put it back in, it's like the key socket no longer works. The Yanmar key won't fit into the motor, but I tried another key, the key to the old doors, and that worked just fine. So security on these Yanmar diesels is not so good. I've actually heard that all the keys are the same too, so if you have one, you can run any boat. I saw a sign coming in that said no sailing in the harbor, which is a shame because we've got perfect wind to just sail right out of here. And now I gotta run the motor, and the wind's from behind too, so then all the fumes blow right back in my cockpit. There's a lot of windmills here. We got this wind vane to steer us all the way to Sweden. Here is my planned route. We're heading out of Copenhagen and then south around towards Sweden. And actually there's a little shortcut I could go in here that might save some time. But I have to wait for a drawbridge to open, so I'm not sure. And then there's the paragliding site down here in the south part of Sweden. So there's this cape that kind of sticks around this point up here, and I was going to sail outside of it. You do have to keep your distance quite a few miles, maybe 10 miles out, but I thought it'd be easier. But the wind shift has made it so I'm going to be tacking up wind if I do that. So now I'm just going to go towards the cape. There is a drawbridge I have to go under, and I'm not sure if they open on demand or if I have to wait for the top of the hour. We'll see. But cool thing is, it looks like we get to go through the windmills now. There's a windmill little patch here, and I was told that the ones here you're allowed to sail through, not in Germany, and not the ones right outside of Copenhagen. But these ones I think are okay. If not, I don't think anyone's gonna stop us. We'll see. So we'll just go right through them and get some cool video. So I need to go on a more precise course, so I've switched to the electric autopilot because the wind is pretty gusty, switching directions and speeds, so the wind vane isn't ideal for trying to end up at a narrow channel with the drawbridge. This thing keeps a pretty good course. It will just over several miles it will kind of maybe start to deviate a few degrees, but it's pretty reliable. You still got to keep a watch because every once in a while maybe it loses power or something, or it resets and then just goes in a circle. But it works pretty good. I think they're expensive. I think they're a good thing to start out with. Pretty rad. You gotta not run into them. I wonder if my mask would hit the blades if I got too close. Look at this thing. It's just so big. The size of these things does not come across on camera. It's massive. I think these aren't even the biggest ones there are. There's ones that are 4 times as big out here. Sailing through windmills in in the water. There are so many giant fans out there in the water. I just missed the bridge. I think it only opens every hour. Shoot, I'm gonna get some more diesel. Looks like they sell it here. What's this gonna cost me? So it cost me the equivalent of $60 US for 5 gallons of fuel. Very expensive. So now we're just waiting for the bridge. I don't know why it opened like 20 minutes ago when I first came in here, but now it should open on the hour, I think. I'm just tied up here, and there's 2 other boats. These guys are just circling. I guess they're gonna spend the night, but hopefully it opens soon. I tried to call them, I didn't get a response. Maybe they just open every hour without needing to call them. That was fun. Hey! Hey! All right, just made the bridge opening. Get in the row. All right, we're just coming out of the channel. That was a pretty quick little shortcut. And we got diesel, so it's a bonus. I think some of that, the fresh diesel should kind of like dilute the bad stuff in the diesel, hopefully. Pulled the sails up because there wasn't much wind in the channel, so it's easy to do downwind. And then hopefully when we get here, we're gonna get some wind coming around here and we can do some more sailing. Now we are headed into the Baltic, officially. Kill the motor. That's the first thing you do. Now we're gonna have to keep an eye out for those Russian submarines. Setting up the whisker pole to go wing on wing, so get this winch. Brilliant! Oh, we're going so fast now. Now if we can catch up with these 2 boats, I'll feel real good. So now I got a preventer line tied up to the boom to prevent another crash jibe like in the North Sea. Broke a few things. It's not really that strong wind, but you know, good practice. We're getting super close to passing this one. We're not far from behind that boat too. We're definitely gaining on them. They got pretty far ahead of me in the canal because they had faster motors. I put up my sails to try to catch up, but once they turned their motors off, I think I win with my sails. 2 sails is better than 1, usually, not always. Ah, 1 down and 1 to go. Oh, we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. Oh, he's panicking. Yes! Pickled herring is number 1. Uh-oh. Looks like they took out their asymmetrical spinnaker. Might have to break out my spinnaker, but we're going a little bit too much on the wind. But once we bear off a little bit, I can pull out the spinnaker. We'll just leave them in the dust. For a second, it was looking like we might make it in around midnight tonight. We were doing better than I expected because of that, probably because of that shortcut and just good wind. But then, now the wind's kind of lightened up. We've slowed down to about 2.5 knots, so probably won't make it until real early, maybe 4 to 6 in the morning tomorrow. But that's okay. I'm seeing a lot less traffic in this area. Since we've gotten out of the Øresund and into the Baltic, there's still a bit, but I feel a little more comfortable going down below for a few minutes at a time. I guess the wind shifted a little bit more to the west, and maybe I can put the mainsail up, and that might kind of reduce some of the rocking and rolling. I think it's gonna I'll do that.
The mainsail is up. Speed boost. Changing the course a little bit and putting up the mainsail again gave us over a knot of boat speed. That was definitely worth doing.
Robot steering the boat. You'll get your turn wind vane. Actually, you could steer right now, but this guy's already attached.
It's about 3 a.m. now. I took a little nap, and then when I woke up, we're almost there.
Just 1 mile to go. I can see the harbor lights up there. And I can see the silhouette of these hills or cliffs or whatever they are for paragliding. I think the wind might be good tomorrow to try it out. I'm excited. A little chilly out here. Got the autopilot steering and we're going about three and a half knots. We slowed down to 2 knots for a little bit, but we've been going pretty consistently, more or less. Here we are, just one other sailboat. Very nice little harbor. And just a few little motorboats over there. I wonder if there's Wi-Fi. There's even like a haul-out train. This is like a Viking stone monument. It's 1,000 years old. The stones are arranged in a shape of a ship, and they don't really know why. Maybe it's like for a sundial or something to see from the water, or just to be pretty cool. Pulled out my giant paraglider bag. We got a big glider and a little glider in here. I think we'll start with the big one today. Really good. Good wind direction now. Not my best flight. We'll try again. Now, the long walk home. Yesterday the paragliding didn't work out great, so today we're going to try it again. flight. Maybe 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Yeah, a little windy, so I'm gonna see if I can get out the mini wing and try that. Now I dug out the little paraglider. We'll take this guy out, see if we can fly that. Thanks for watching. It was really fun to get to fly the paragliders. I've been dragging them around with me for like the last year, and I've only flown once. So I was taking it super conservatively. It's a pretty good flying site. Like the wind hits the slope, and it's nice smooth air. That's the second time ever I've actually been able to soar that hybrid mini wing. It's more of a speed flying wing, so it's really just for going down a mountain quick. That said, like these ridge soaring sites, they're not quite as like, I don't know, inspiring for me to fly. I kind of miss the mountains I used to fly in California. So maybe when I get down to France, we can do some more interesting cross-country flying. Next video, I'll sail up from Kåseberga up to Västervik, and we'll meet up with Sven and check out the progress on his little sailboat. I'll see you guys then.